heart is aching, but somehow in all the right places.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Georgia Blueland, but you can also call me Bea. It's good to see me, isn't it? Today's video is one I'm actually really excited about because I feel like you guys haven't been fully updated on our lesson program and the horses involved. Now, if I were to go through every horse, boarders, clients, and lesson horses, we would be here forever. While I do occasionally share boarders horses and client stories, the ones I can really dive into are my own horses and our lesson horses, since I'm involved with them the most day to day. If you're ever curious about other storylines like boarders horses or even what our staff are up to, you can head over to our Discord server. There, you'll not only find updates and storylines, but also a special tab called Book a Lesson. That's where you can book your very own lesson with one of our lesson horses. I've been getting a lot of questions about how this works, so here's the quick version. You will need the lesson student role. You can go grab this in the roles channel. Once you have that role, you'll give us a little info, your SSO in-game name, your nickname, the discipline you want to work on, and the date and time you'd like your lesson. An instructor will then get back to you with availability. You can even request a specific instructor if you prefer. You're welcome to use your own horse, but if you'd like to ride on a lesson horse, it does need to match the discipline you're working on. If you are ever looking for quick info on our lesson horses like age, size, discipline, their care, and their needs, you can check it out on our website or in the tab on our Discord server. One thing to keep in mind, instructors do have lives outside of the game, so if your chosen time does not work, we will reach out to you with a reschedule. Also, you can only book a lesson once per week. That way our instructors don't get overwhelmed with requests. Now, speaking of instructors, we are looking for some more, not only to help with individual lessons, but also for our group lessons in the boarding program. If you're interested, I'll have an application link below. Just heads up, there are a few rules and there will be an interview process so we can make sure each instructor is a right fit. Please don't be discouraged if you don't get picked right away, there's always going to be more chances in the future. Alright, now that all the housekeeping is out of the way, let's get into the fun part of today's video and introduce you to our lesson horses. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, share, and comment your thoughts down below. Now, let's go meet our first horse. Next up, we have Harry, also known as HFH Louder Than Words. Harry is a 7-year-old Norgr gelding, and honestly, this horse can do just about anything. He rides both Western and English, he jumps, does dressage, and even runs barrels. You name it, and Harry will probably give it a try. I got Harry last November as a rescue from a riding camp. Back then, he was misunderstood, shut down, and really wasn't being listened to. After about 3 or 4 months of consistent work, I started seeing huge improvements. By March, when I officially launched our lesson program, Harry was ready to step into that role, and he's been thriving there ever since. Harry really shines in a busy environment with lots of different riders. Now, he can be a little stubborn. Sometimes he doesn't understand what's being asked, or he just doesn't feel like doing it. But here's the thing, Harry has a huge heart. He'll usually give his best try and figure it out in the end. He's definitely a fan favorite around here, and honestly, I'm so glad to call him my horse for good. He's not going anywhere. Harry will always have a home here at Host for Hope for the rest of his days. I've even won a few shows on him myself, which just goes to show how much heart and try this horse really has. Of course, sometimes the trauma from his past can still come up, but we work through it together. As long as we keep giving him the right outlets, Harry can continue to thrive and show just how special he really is. Next, we have Pepe, also known as HFH Looney Tunes. Pepe is a 7-year-old American paint mare, and she's definitely one of the prettiest horses in the barn. Her gorgeous coat markings always catch people's eyes, and honestly, a lot of little kids who come here beg to ride her. Most of the time, I only let them ride her on a lunge line since she's a little bit more experienced than they are, but every now and then when a student progresses quickly, I'll let them take her further. Pepe is a bit of an all-rounder, but she's most popular in the hunter and jumper ring. A lot of our riders show in those disciplines, so Pepe has become an amazing teacher for them. She's even gone off to go to shows with some of our students, which has been a great experience for her. One of our most loyal students, Sweets, actually takes Pepe to shows quite a bit, so if you follow her Instagram, you'll probably see Pepe featured there often. When it comes to care, Pepe doesn't have a ton of special needs, but she does wear front shoes for extra support. She's an overreacher and has a bit of a habit of pulling her shoes off, so we always make sure she's wearing bell boots. Normally, I'm not the biggest supporter of shoes, but Pepe truly benefits from them, so it's about doing what's best for her. Now, personality-wise, Pepe is your classic mare. She's romantic and loves attention, and she definitely knows how to flirt with the geldings. It's like she falls in love with every single one she meets, and trust me, they love it too. My horse Will especially enjoys hanging out with her. Those two are like two peas in a pod. Alright, enough about Pepe, let's move on to our next horse. Now, let's talk about Peaches, also known as HFH ES Brighter Days, and yes, her name is an Ariana Grande reference. We love Ariana Grande here at Host for Hope, especially me. We actually have 3 lesson horses with Ariana Grande inspired references. If you don't like her, get out. No, I'm just kidding, you can stay. But Peaches is one of our newer additions to our program, and she comes with quite a bit of background. She's an 11-year-old mare who used to compete as a 3-star dressage horse. Crazy, right? But that kind of experience makes her an amazing horse for students who want to excel in dressage. Learning from a horse that's been at such a high level is a rare opportunity. Her previous rider was an Olympic competitor, but the pressure of the high-level sport just wasn't right for Peaches. She became anxious, stressed, and wasn't thriving anymore. Eventually, she was given away, and that's when I stepped in and gave her a new home. Since then, she's been an absolute charm and such a beautiful horse to ride. Because of her personality, Peaches does best with calm and confident riders. I usually pair her with more experienced students who want to learn advanced dressage movements or even take her to dressage shows. I might even enter her myself at some point. Now, Peaches is really sweet, but she is a bit of a nervous soul. She doesn't spook, but she has a tendency to freeze sometimes, especially on the ground. In the saddle, she's reliable and safe, but she still needs that extra support to feel confident. We're continuing to work on building her trust and helping her relax in her new environment. With her age, she's at a perfect stage. She's mature with plenty of experience, but has many good years ahead. I'm really excited to see where her journey at Host for Hope takes her. Next up, we have Falcon, also known as Host for Hope Space Junk. Falcon is a 7-year-old Criollo gelding, and unlike some of our other lesson horses, he's used exclusively for Western riding. You won't see him in English tack much, if at all. Our staff member and instructor Margaret Sinclair works with Falcon the most since she's our Western instructor and she does an amazing job with him. Falcon is such a fun horse to ride and he really knows his stuff. He's not high maintenance at all, which makes him a really reliable partner for lessons. That being said, Falcon definitely has a cheeky side. One moment you'll turn your back, and next, he's somehow got a brush in his mouth. If it's a whip, watch out, because he will accidentally hit you with it. I swear, sometimes it feels like he has a little vendetta. But honestly, he's such a sweetheart and does have a soft, cuddly side that we all love. Now, if you've ever seen him run barrels, you know it's an experience like no other. Riding him through a barrel pattern feels like flying. He knows exactly where to go and what to do. But don't worry, he's not hot-headed. We make sure to regulate his training with enough variety so he's not fixated or hyper every time he sees the pattern. Overall, Falcon is a very well-behaved, talented, and adored member of our lesson program. Between his Western versatility, his playful personality, and his big heart, he's a very easy favorite for both staff and students. Next up is Miles, also known as HFH Swingin' in Style. Some of you might actually remember him from my short film I made back in January, so if you've been following along since then, you know his story has a bit of a journey. Miles is a 5-year-old Mustang gelding, and I got him back in the fall, around September or October. Honestly, with so many horses coming through lately, sometimes the details blur together, but I'm pretty sure Miles came from a kill pen rescue. Either way, he's come such a long way since then. When I first started working with Miles, he wasn't dangerous, but he definitely had his opinions and his own way of doing things. The key with him was respect. If you respected him, then he respected you, and everything worked out. Over time, he blossomed into such a talented horse. Today, Miles is used primarily for the hunter and jumper ring, and while he does do well in both, he really excels in the jumping. Surprising for a Mustang, right? He absolutely loves to jump. Sometimes it feels like he'll take on anything you put in front of him. He does need front tendon boots for protection since he has a tendency to knock his legs together, but that hasn't slowed him down at all. Miles has been in a few shows like Pepe, and he handles them just fine. I can never quite tell if he enjoys the whole show atmosphere or if he's just there for the jumping rounds. But either way, he always gives it his best try. Originally, I sold Miles early this year to one of my old staff members, but when she moved off Jorvik, he came back to me. At first, it felt bittersweet, but honestly, I'm happy it worked out this way. Now he's thriving here at Hooves for Hope, and I get to see how far he's come every single day. Now it's time for a longtime fan favorite, Sam. I got Sam back in August of 2022, back when I was actually a co-owner of the FLEC with my best friend Amelia. At the time, life looked a lot different for the both of us. We came across Sam in a shed and he was in really rough shape, beaten, shut down, and not trusting a single soul. Amelia and Wade brought him home and I started spending a lot of time with him. I felt like Sam was misunderstood and broken down, and in a lot of ways, so was I. I wasn't in the best place in life, and truthfully, I wasn't the best friend to Amelia at the time. We eventually went our separate ways, but before that, Sam even had a baby with Amelia's horse, Gale, a foal named Circe, who is now Amelia's sister's horse. I still keep up with them and appreciate that connection deeply. After my falling out with Amelia, I did some soul searching. Through it all, I just couldn't leave Sam behind. He had become a heart horse. Thankfully, Amelia was kind enough to let me take him with me, and I never looked back. Fast forward to now, and Amelia and I have come full circle. We're closer than ever again. In fact, Sam still goes over to the FLEC with me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where he gets to hang out with the Shires and the drafts over there. Sam has been gelded since, because being a stallion just wasn't serving him. He struggled with a lot of hormonal issues and wasn't thriving that way. He also doesn't particularly like to be ridden, so instead, we focus on a lot of liberty work and giving him meaningful enrichment. For lessons, he helps most with beginner riding, and the kids absolutely adore him. Sam is one of those horses who will always be more than just a lesson horse. He is truly a heart horse for me and one of my best friends. These days, he even has a buddy in Bentley, another draft from the FLEC who also didn't thrive in a traditional riding program. They're a perfect pair together, and I'm so grateful Sam has found his place here at Hooves for Hope, just like I found mine alongside him. Hooves for Hope, a touch of Chai. Chai is a 6-year-old 14-3 halflinger mare. She's a hunter jumper and a wonderful horse for kids who want to start learning how to jump. Smooth, easygoing, and sweet-natured, she doesn't have much of an attitude and takes everything in stride. The only real challenge with Chai is her saddle fit. She goes through frequent muscle and weight fluctuations, so I have her saddle checked every 3 months. To help, I ride her in a half pad and she wears front boots like the rest of our hunter and jumper horses. Chai came back to us in March, and I was especially excited because I adore chai lattes, so her name added another little nod to something I love. She's truly a sweet, loving mare, and while she may not be the most flashy, she's one of those steady, reliable horses you can always count on. Next up is Grande, also known as HFH Thank You Next, another Ariana Grande reference. Grande is a 5-year-old Tennessee walking horse mare who came to us as a rescue. Grande is a fantastic horse for students who are learning patience, balance, and communication. She's perfect for pole work, flat lessons, and she's a little less refined than some of our other lesson horses. That means you really have to think about your riding. When you get frustrated, you have to stay calm and persistent, and when it finally clicks, it's incredibly rewarding. She's very particular and far from perfect, which is exactly why I love her. Grande teaches patience and self-regulation. You have to guide her and respond appropriately when she spooks or gets nervous. She is never unsafe, but she is an open book and she will let you know if she's scared or something isn't right. Grande's history hasn't been easy. She was previously sored for a big gait, and she also has poor hooves. We use scoop boots for her because honestly, shoes wouldn't fully address the issues she has. She's not ridden every day, especially since she goes lame occasionally from time to time, but we are committed to building her soul, confidence, and hoof strength. She's a unique lesson horse who really shows students how to connect and communicate with the horse on a deeper level. And if you'd like, I'd even make a training vlog with some of our lesson horses sometime, since each one of them is so different in their personality and training approach. Glenda, or HFH It's Good to See Me. She's a 9-year-old Norker mare who excels in both dressage and jumping, and she teaches in both of those disciplines as well. Glenda is very self-centered. She loves attention, but isn't shy about letting other horses know if they're stealing the spotlight. She might nip or bite at anyone getting the attention that's not hers. But when it comes to me, she's a total sweetheart. She'll trot right up to me in the paddock, and I can't help but feel a little giddy. We like to joke that all of our lesson students should only put pink tack on her because she is literally Glenda. If she could do spell work, I'm convinced she'd turn everyone and everything into molasses treats as she loves them so much. In the saddle, Glenda is fantastic. She's energetic and has a natural pep in her step, like she knows everybody's watching. She absolutely loves the showgrounds and performing is her thing. I would never deny her that joy. Other than her love of attention and showtime, Glenda is a wonderful, reliable lesson horse, and I'm so glad she's a part of our program. She's honestly one of my favorites. Next up is Juniper, also known as HFH Flower Petal. She's a 9-year-old 15-hand Morgan mare and another all-rounder in our lesson program. I love having several all-rounders because they can just do about anything. Perfect for group lessons where we often pair them together. Juniper needs tendon and hawk boots since she tends to smash her legs together, similar to Miles. I first got her during my Try on Horses video again. Ever since then, she's been a joy to have in our program. She's very well-rounded in saddle and fantastic with kids. She's patient and tolerant, but she isn't afraid to teach them a lesson if needed, and I really appreciate that. Horses like Juniper who can communicate their boundaries without fear are truly special. Juniper is gentle, kind, and has a calm, soothing energy. You know how people say when horses can radiate calming energy through their heartbeat? She's a prime example of that. I love just going to hang out with her sometimes. She'll just sit there calmly and listen and just be present. She's also great for tactless riding lessons, teaching newcomers how to ride confidently without a saddle. Juniper is truly a beam of magical experiences for the kids, a gentle therapist, and an all-around amazing horse. She brings such peace, confidence, and joy to anyone around her. Last, but certainly not least, is Tigger, also known as HFH Jump and Bounce. Tigger is a 3-star eventer, and let me tell you, this horse can jump and bounce like no other. But he's not just for anyone, you really have to know how to ride him correctly. I only allow students who are ready for higher level riding without their own horse to work with Tigger. Personally, I ride him twice a week myself because I won't let a student risk damaging such a special horse. Tigger is selective. He'll refuse if you're not 100% prepared and confident, but if you ride him correctly, he's fast, willing, and happy. Groundwork with Tigger is a blast, and he's one of my favorites for clinic demonstrations. That being said, all of the jumping can take a toll on his legs, so I carefully limit him to jumping once or twice a week, and the rest of the time we focus on flat work and pull exercises to protect him. After every ride, I have students soak his legs for about 5 minutes each, totaling around 20 minutes. This is a great lesson in horse care, teaching kids that it's not all about the ride, it's about prioritizing the horse's health and well-being afterwards and before. These animals are not disposable, and they give us so much already, so taking care of them after a ride is the least we can do in return. Tigger is a true star of our program, a special, joyful, and hardworking horse who teaches both riding skills and respect for the animals we love. Well, that wraps up all of our lesson horses for now. I'm sure we will get more in the future. We do have a plan on getting a ton of more lesson horses as our lesson program is growing every single day. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll be doing a similar video with my own horses very soon, so stay tuned for that. But thank you so much for watching today. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Who was your favorite? If you could ride any of these horses, who would you choose? But don't forget, we also have a book a lesson option, so don't forget to go to our Discord server. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment your thoughts down below, and I will see you all in next week's video. Bye!